The 2022 NAB show may be in the books, but here at SVG, we are far from done breaking down all of the announcements, trends, and the overall lasting impact of the first in-person NAB show in 3 years. Brandon Costa from Sports Video Group here with you. Happy to be joined by Mário Sousa. He's the head of sales and marketing for MediaPro US. MediaPro Group had a very substantial presence at this year's show. You saw them. They had a really nice corner booth, some of the latest tools and services for the live media and entertainment industry. Mário, thank you so much for taking the time today to reflect on the show's experience. How are you?
Fine. Very interesting to be here with you. Unfortunately, we didn't have the opportunity to be, personally during the show, but it's always good to share with you guys what we are doing. And by the way, it was great to have the chairman's forum before the NAB, as in the past, to have to see almost everybody that we used to see, and of course to play the golf tournament and listen for the all the very interesting talks and discussions about the future and the current problems that we are living and the tendencies for the future during the event. It is always good to be again with the people.
Yes, it certainly was. Yeah. And it was great seeing you at the Chairman's Forum. Thank you for the company's support of that. And y'all were wizards out on the golf course. I don't know how you were hitting balls with 50-mile-per-hour winds whipping around out there.
It was funny. It was funny. The group was good, and but definitely tough. The course was not easy, and especially with the wind. It was crazy.
Well, let's talk about your experience at the show and MediaPro's experience at the show. As we mentioned, this is the first in-person NAB show since 2019. So what was it like getting back in person after all this time at a trade show of that size and scope? And what were the advantages, and what did it mean for you and the company to be back in that environment in Las Vegas?
When we start planning, remember that we had like 3 or 4 takes that was canceled during all these 3 years. So it was the first one was 2020, and then 2021 in April they cancel again. So they postponed to October. A couple of weeks before the show, they cancel again. So we had 2022. So the thing is, basically, it was like a back and forward with all the preparation. And of course, when you prepare NAB, you prepare to announce and to launch new versions of everything that we do. But then if you postpone 1 year, everything is, updated. So it's kind of confusion. But anyway, I mean, my personal feeling, and as a company, it was really positive, and it was great to be again in person during 3 days, very exhausting 3 days. And of course, this year with this change that to start on Sunday instead of Monday is not exactly good, in my opinion. So we should shift back to Monday to have a little bit more time to prepare the booth and so on. But anyway, it was great this year to finally have 3 intensive days to contact with people. And people is not only, friends, of course, on the industry that we fortunately have a lot of them, and also with clients, existing ones, new ones, some of them that we just have a lot of virtual Zooms and so on, but be in person again and have the ability to show the stuff that we are doing and the improvements and the new products was amazing. I mean, it's finally back, and was in terms of, and of course with partners. So a lot of new partners that we never had the option to meet in person, that finally we had this. It was a very good experience and hopefully we don't come back to what we live in the last 2 years.
So for those who weren't able to make the trip out to the show, take us inside what your presence was like at the Las Vegas Convention Center. I mean, like I said, MediaPro Group, had a very big presence, and that included everything from Omnicam 4Sky to wTVision, AutomaticTV, Overon. You had the whole portfolio there, probably more, even more than that. For you, what were some of the stars? What were you guys really showcasing, and what stood out in terms of your presence at the show?
Yeah, I mean, a technology show or a show like this is a kind of a very important moment for the group to show everything that we do.
Mhm.
Of course, that I mean, it's not easy to show a truck like a mobile unit because
Right.
it's not easy to bring, and by the way, they are always in the services to provide to our customers. So we try to make, of course, try to explain to the market exactly what everything that we do in broadcast and media service. As you know, we have, I mean, here you can see maybe it's not in very good resolution, but all kind of services that we provide and all kind of products that we have. Of course, that being more a service company, on top of the service that we provide, aggregating technology from others, we also develop our own products. So we take the opportunity to have in NAB to demo exactly what we have as a product that can be easily demonstrated during the show. So of course that you mentioned, so Omnicam 4Sky, the aerial camera, and some other cameras like the mini cams and the mini Jeep and so on. So special cameras that this MediaPro company Omnicam 4Sky developed. It's extremely relevant, especially this year because we launch a new we present to the market a new version of a light version of the aerial camera. So it's aerial camera, a cable aerial camera that can work with the traditional 4 points. But the good advantage and the specifics of this new version is that it's very lightweight and smaller than the biggest and the mother of this new product. This was developed. 3 years development, we started a long time ago to address another kind of market, even that they can do with this camera, very big, large events and the very big, large venues to do, football and soccer. This is more because it's so small and so light, and also the winches are much smaller. So it's 1/4 of the weight and 1/4 of the size of the big ones. So it's more focused on the indoor, even that they can do outdoor, but definitely is more focused on indoor. And because it's so light, two things happen here. One thing is that it's cheaper to produce and to develop and to deliver, and also reduce the time of the installation in-house. So basically, instead of 2 days and something to install for a show or for a game, the big system, this one in 1 day can be installed. Also because the winches are so small and so light, can be plugged directly to the roof or to the whatever trusses and so on. With incorporating the pulley, it means that the installation can be much easier and address a new market for us that is basically permanent installation, something that is impossible to do with the big system. Right. Now is possible because of the price and because of the size of the system. And by the way, the camera, it's a native 4K camera, with a very nice quality, everything is in IP, so no more SDI here. And the good thing about this product is that it's using exactly the same software version of the big sister. So it means that we don't have two software versions, one for the one system, another for the other system. So it's a very cool. We had a lot of clients, existing clients for the Omnicam 4Sky 4 points traditional system with very interesting for new applications. So college sports and studios operations that is always good to have, but almost impossible to have a big camera with a rig in the middle of a studio or in the basketball venue in college and so on. So it was definitely one of the major cases for us and products to announce this NAB. Of course, that on top of that, automatic TV always very important. So we really believe in the future, and it's growing the automated production. Now in the last couple of years during the COVID, we also developed the system to be more integrated with the virtual production, cloud production, or like a kind of vMix production or in the box production systems to integrate and have all the AI to follow the players, but also not do everything in the one system. So just the integration with other regular cameras and to help, mid-sized production. So it was very good to show. It was the first time that we really showed the hardware, the rigs. So we usually in the past show the software and how it works and so on. But this year we decided to show, as you saw. And because of that, we have a lot of people interested. And also we announce also as the OmniCam for Sky, a little sister of the OmniCam of the automatic TV broadcast solution we call wTV1. It's a smaller rig, single camera, so no chances to have multiple cameras, only to do one stream. So it's a very small product, but very focused on even a low-end production. So focus on the high schools and some kind of sports that definitely cannot go even to the more complex automated production system that we have for the broadcast market. So it's very interesting, and we are having new projects, not only in US but in Europe and Latin America. And it was curious that especially for the wTV1, immediately after the NAB, so 1 week from now, we already receive a follow-up of several customers to require demos and to require quotations to this new system, and also the traditional, the automatic TV broadcast version. Well, the other two MediaPro companies that we have a kind of a wall to show their products is wTVision, as you know, all the playout solutions, channel maker, and also the graphics, Studio CG, and in this case, because our mood of this, as you can see in this, in my background, it was a basketball court, so we have a lot of basketball games in our booth, people appearing with the real balls and shooting to the basket. So wTVision showed the basketball FIBA, International Federation Basketball, because wTVision have a very good agreement with to do the graphics for many of the FIBA events. So we present the specific version with FIBA look and feel and the FIBA integration with the data, official data, and so on, to provide real-time graphics for basketball events, and also the augmented reality. So we know that in sports, and we discussed that during the chairman's forum. So it's one of the very good ways to differentiate between clients' production, because at the end of the day, the position of the cameras and the quality of the cameras are more or less the same. So the graphics, especially the augmented reality graphics, is a very nice way to differentiate between production A or production B. wTVision is investing a lot in their, of course, in their controlling applications, and they integrate with different kind of cameras, with different kind of camera tracking systems, and also especially with this new tendency to use Unreal Engine to integrate with wTVision graphic engine to have the best of the two worlds. So all these great virtual effects with the Unreal Engine, and also the advantage of a real-time graphic engines, the wTVision R3 engine, to everything that need to be updated in real time. Finally, Overon is it's one of the MediaPro company. They basically, we basically under Overon we provide services. So we don't sell products. It's not like selling cameras or selling software. It's basically a service company we show two basic services, two important but very basic services. So it's basically the transmission, video transmission around the public internet using SRT protocol. So it's growing a lot. We use that for many live events and especially for channel distribution more and more. So moving from satellite to the private, private IP or private fiber to public internet, but using SRT is a tendency clearly. And Overon have a very good product to support their services using that protocol as a backup or as just the main way to distribute or the contribution of the feeds, and also the cloud playout. So it's a very interesting solution for channels or linear playout channels or pop-up channels that can be easily and quickly deployed in the cloud using any cloud, so Azure or Amazon or Google, easily to provide this kind of linear 24 hours, 25/7, or even only a pop-up channel for a specific sport events or any kind of event. So this was basically a lot of things that we showed during NAB, but at the end of the day, different departments and different companies, different brands also. It's not easy in terms of the brand to make all of these all together. So MediaPro is like the umbrella of wTVision, OmniCam, AutomaticTV, and Overon, and many others that we didn't have space to show everything.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, the reason why I love going to your guys' booth, aside from being able to shoot hoops, is that you guys really do. You're talking about covering productions of all kinds of sizes here, from the biggest to empowering productions at the collegiate and even the high school level, for leagues that maybe don't have huge budgets. I mean, really cool toys. I mean, even the idea of like being able to permanently install a 4-point aerial camera system, like permanently, really opens up a lot of opportunities and ideas and experimentation. You're so much more likely to use it and use it in more creative ways. Fascinating stuff. Mario, for someone like you, before we let you go, you get to talk to a lot of people at a show like this, probably so many that you can't even remember how many. What for you, as you kind of compress it all in your head and kind of mix it around, what was maybe a big trend or two that really emerged for you as you were speaking with clients, potential customers throughout the course of this particular NAB show? Anything really jump out to you?
I mean, it's not a surprise. So it's something that basically the COVID only accelerate everything. So something that we start talking internally, long time ago, 10 years ago, remote production. So this kind of concept of remote production. So we start doing remote productions in soccer Spanish league in 2012. So it's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Of course, that remote production was kind of a very crazy thing to do 10 years ago. Then become like a standard, what we call here in the US, the RAMIs. But the RAMIs have different kind of ways to do RAMIs. So at the end of the day, is basically have the minimum amount of stuff in the venue, so the things that you cannot virtualize, and everything that can be done remotely, you do whatever you want. The new thing here about what changed now is that not only remote, but in the cloud. So using the cloud to do remote production, or let's call the real name is a kind of weird, but see, non-centralized production. So sure. At the end of the day, the people can be, only the camera operators need to be there, because no other way to virtualize the cameras. By the way, we are trying with AutomaticTV to have non-human.
I don't doubt it.
It's not mandatory. We had a funny example during the COVID that we were using AutomaticTV to just a demo to do the master cam automatically, and then the same customer for the same event send remote to do a remote production the main camera. So the people at the facilities, I can say the customer here, but the technical people back in their facilities, they were calling the truck and say, hey, you are sending me two different master cameras. Which one is the automatic and which one is the managed camera? Because they look exactly the same. So it means that the things are moving to that direction. The need and the tendency right now is clear that it's not only remote or non-centralized production. It's more, you know, chaotic production, let's see, because some of the stuff need to be there, some of the stuff will be in the cloud, some of the stuff will be on premises, and definitely the people can be whenever they want. The only thing that is mandatory is to have a very good internet, a very good you know, bandwidth. And by the way, new challenges that this kind of environment produces basically, you know, security. So at the end of the day, okay, it's fine to have just a normal internet connection, but then what happened with the security of the operations and of the content and so on is a very important new, definitely. And by the way, it's you saw in the chairman's forum that probably 80% of the panels and the discussions was around remote, cloud, you know, security. So everything is around the same thing. So to answer your question, definitely yes. So remote, the keywords are remote, cloud, decentralized, and let me have you a bit chaotic production workflows, because it's everything possible, and it's fine. It was easy. I always mention that internally that you know, during the COVID, of course, that a lot of things were developed. But at the beginning, when we just from one day to the other, we were obliged to continue producing stuff, not only sports, but many other things remotely. We just implement a lot of new workflows that, by the way, with technology that was already there. So in 1 month, nobody developed new technology. The only thing that we and all the other players in the market, what we did was basically to put the right pieces together and find the workflow to continue our operations. And by the way, we never stopped the operations. In Europe, especially, I mean, we stopped during a month, the competitions, and then immediately came back. And then in the US, you remember you know, after in June or July, we did the MLS's back tournament in Orlando. And of course, in the chaotic way with all the non-vaccination mode. So it was with all the tests and so on. But we had 3 aerial systems, you know, pole cams and graphics and so on all together. And the majority of the operations were done remotely with the technology that already existed at that time. The only things that we never had you know, the idea to use because it was not necessary. And then from one day to the other, we need it. So let's use it. It was funny.
Yeah, that is wild. Well, fascinating insights as always, Mario. Really appreciate you taking the time today to kind of reflect on the 2022 NAB Show experience. It was great seeing you at the Chairman's Forum. Thank you for being there at that. And yeah, we're just happy that you guys had a great show. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. Bye, Brandon.
All right, he is Mário Sousa. He is head of sales and marketing for MediaPro US. You can learn more about them and all the other wonderful companies who exhibited at the 2022 NAB show. We still got plenty of coverage coming out. Interviews, video, print, the whole shebang. You can head on over to our site now at sportsvideo.org.